Hi guys, it's Belle here and welcome back for day 4 in our TC Fanguary, hosted by the wonderful Priscilla over at Release the Crafting. Links to their channel will be down below. And today's prompt is "The blood is the life." Anywho, this one is the one prompt that really threw me. For all the others, I kind of immediately ideas started swirling. But this one, I was like, I just don't know. And I really don't know how it's going to go, if I'm being honest. I'm sounding really hopeful here, aren't I? I had an idea in mind. I don't think that idea is going to work. I think it might need to be simpler. I just don't know. I'm all over the place. I'm trying to film ahead because I have a few days later this week where I am very busy and cannot film, but still need to get videos up. So, yeah, we're going to go for it. And however it turns out is how it turns out. And some days just be like that. So I'm going to make a journaling card. If you can hear noise in the background, my sweet little Binksy is playing. So you'll hear a jingle and you might hear like her running around like that. She's chasing something. I think she's got one of her little balls. So I've got some black card. We're going to have to double this over. No, we're not. We're going to cut it to size. What are we going to do? Are we going to double it over? I feel like doubling it over would work best, possibly. But then we're going to lose all of this yummy kind of pink. No, we're not going to double it over. We're just going to cut it to size. I told you, today could be a bit chaotic. And we are going to use this special guy. Let me get some white so you can see him. Yeah, handsome, isn't he? It's the kind of guy that if he pops up on a dating app, you're like, I'm definitely wanting to go on a date with him. I don't know. I've never used a dating app. But this is by House Whimsy, and it is her vintage horror photos print 20. I already had these printed out because I used them for another project last year, and I just thought he worked super well. I mean, they're all super creepy, let's be honest. It was a creepy thing. And this is on overhead laminator sheet, but we're using this chappy McChapples, and we are going to trim him to size. That's what we're going to do first, because I need to know how big he is in size, and I haven't measured him, so you know, it is what it is. I will leave the links to Art House Whimsy down below on Etsy so that you can check out her prints. Let's do a little bit off the top. He's got no hair. You know, when you go to a hairdresser, you say a little bit off the top, please. I make myself laugh at least. I apologise for my very poor humour, but I am who I am. Okay. So I want him to fit inside with enough of, I need to make sure this is straight, with enough of a border. So we're going to eyeball it. That just reminds me of my shutter card. Oh dear, it's going to be one of those days. I can feel it. So this comes to, if I can even see, my gosh, this is creaking. This is, there we go. This comes to almost 4.5. Shall we make it 4.5? Shall we just do that? It would make our life easier, wouldn't it? And by our life, I mean my life, because I'm doing this. Yeah, how wide is that? Because this is meant to fit into a journal. So let me see. Yeah, that's 8.5. That's good. That's good. That'll fit in roughly. Might pop out the top of a journal. It's all good. It's all good. I'll just keep telling myself that, and then maybe it will be. And now what I want to do is I kind of want to make some marks, because obviously we need to see this handsome dude. And so I need to make some marks where he is, and we're going to cut inside of that because if I cut it to the size he is, obviously I can't fit him in then inside. We won't be able to glue the acetate inside, so that would be no good. So you can see just about on the black card, can you see? And now what I need to do, I'm saying here's what I need to do, but in all honesty, guys, I can't even kind of remember what I'm going to do. I may actually draw the line inward, actually. I may actually come in to here and about here and about here and roughly here. You can see this is really, really good measurements here. Like, why measure when you can eyeball things? That's what we say here at Belle Creations. So let's do this. I can't even see because of where the light is. So this is real fun. This is. I can't actually see it. Right, that needs to go all the way to there, to that line. So there we go. And now I can kind of see it. And we're going to do this line, you know, super profesh. Although, to give me my due, I'm trying to film a lot ahead. And I think this is going to go up on Chinese New Year. So, happy Chinese New Year, guys. I believe it's the year of the snake this year. Love a snake. Not as a person, I just actually love snakes. Right, I'm going to now use my craft knife on this. So, yeah, happy Chinese New Year. But, as I said, I'm filming ahead. And I felt quite poorly yesterday. So I lost a day. I'm just like, of all the days. But I think I had an allergic reaction to something. So I was very poorly. To something I ate. So, even though I'm super careful with what I eat. So, I've got to try and get all these done. And I thought, oh my gosh, I thought I had an extra day to really try and work out the logistics of this. And I didn't. So, because all I did yesterday was nothing. It was one of those can't even get out of bed so poorly days. So, that was a thing. Now, this is slightly wider on this side. I don't like that. I want it to be roughly, that's my fault because I'm not measuring, but I want it to be roughly the same kind of width as this side. So I'm just going to trim a smidgel of it off. Start with a smidgel because then you can always, if you need to, come in and trim a bigger smidgel off. Let's work with black on a black mat. That makes sense. Let me grab, actually, let me grab a white sheet of something and then you'll be able to see me working better. Okay, let's have a drink of tea. Now, here's the thing. I think I want to emboss this. That's what I think I want to do. And I have my roses. Now, it does mean it's going to be a bit hit and miss, but it doesn't have to be perfect, does it? So I'm going to emboss this on my embossing machine. I do not know where this is from. I think it was just from a magazine years ago. I feel like roses go. It's very gothic. He could be bringing roses to his beloved. You know, they're probably dead and black and whatever, but you know, the thought's there. So let's go and emboss this. Okay, so that is all embossed. You can barely see it, but we are obviously going to come on with some of my favourite Art Alchemy vintage gold, and we're going to just run our fingers over. It's a real red, black and gold, this one, and I feel like it's sparklier than I normally go for some of the makes. Normally I go really grunge like I did in yesterday's make with the moths for the creatures of the night. I did warn you guys, there's going to be a lot of bad accents and things because I am a cliche and it makes me laugh. And we just got to do things during our day that make us smile, even if other people are like, I don't understand you. Which I get a lot. So, and it hasn't stopped me being me yet. So yeah, just touching that a little bit. I do have some red, but there's going to be a lot of red on here, so I don't think we need a red for that. Now our sweet chappy me laddie is going to go, where's my cloth gone? Is going to go behind this, but before we do that, we need to give him his skeleton. So this is a Release the Crafting piece. I cannot remember. Priscilla, please let me know down below. I don't know if it's in their shop. I don't know if it was a freebie given to the design team. I don't know if it's on their Patreon. I don't know. I just know, let me try and find the other one. There are two of them. And there's this one. Right, here they are in smaller size. They're actually individual. They're meant to be the size of an A4 sheet, so like an envelope. And there's the spine one and this one. And I really don't know where it is, but I know I had it in my stash. So you could probably make one yourself, find a skeleton or do something. But this is what I had and I wanted to use it because I have it. So yeah. And we are going to put his spine behind him. Now, I don't want this. Do you see there's this like white with his face and this isn't? I want to cut this so that it only highlights like his shoulders. I'm trying to cut around those and his innards, but not his face. So we shall see. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna work, but we shall see how this goes. Oh my gosh, I got sticky on there. Let's move those off my scissors. That's not very good of me. So now it's stuck to my finger, honestly. So when I read The Blood is the Life, I was like, okay, I really want to try my best at making actual, that it looks like blood. You know, like those blood bags you could get as a child, you know, when you're playing and stuff. I don't know, maybe you're like, no, Belle, we never played with those. But you could get them. Let's make sure. So he's going to be there. Oh yeah, that works perfectly. What's this bit? Actually, let's come in and cut. Let's cut this bit too. Let's make sure the spine is actually that's about right. No, that is about right. Do I want that? Yeah, I think that's about right. And you could squish them and things. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could do that? Wouldn't that be fun? But I couldn't work out a way to do it because paint will dry. I was even thinking, I don't have any kind of liquid stuff. Maybe resin would have worked. I don't know. I was even thinking of putting glue in there with the thought that sometimes glue, if you put it between acetate, will stay malleable. It won't dry properly. And I thought, could I dye that red? Like I was going through in my mind all the kind of fun things that I could do. So you see, we've just got a little bit of shadow here, but I don't mind that so much, I say, as I'm going to try and cut it slightly. Because I want the acetate to be acetate, and I just want this to be his body. And then we are going to put, this is dyed with Brusho crystals. We're going to put this behind him, guys. Because the blood is the life. Now, the bit I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this, the edge, the very, very edge to the acetate. Now, it should dry clear. That's what I'm hoping. But yeah, I wanted like almost like a blood bag that you squeezed it and the blood moved. So I'll be interested. I'm filming this quite ahead, but on the day I'll be interested to see what other people do. Oh gosh, now I have to really make sure that I layer this up in the right place. Well done, me. Because yeah, it'll be interesting to see what other people do. But I am just going to, oh, and I used a craft knife to cut out, because as you can see here, it's all the black pieces, and I just used a craft knife and I reduced it by half the size that it should be. So yeah. So here we have our fine looking Chappy McChap. And where on earth? All right, where did that go to? Did you see where I put it, guys? Yeah, it's up here. And he is going to go behind there. Oh, so handsome. Oh, so handsome. Oh, my goodness me. Then we are going to cut this to size. Now, what I wanted to do was a shaker pocket. But I don't think I'm going to be able to, because I would have needed more space. And in all honesty, I'm worried about the shaking bits getting caught between this rib cage, and which is not something I thought I'd ever say. And also, I just don't think it'll work. But I really wanted it. I got lots of shaker bits out, specifically so I could, this will need trimming all around, but that's okay because I can do that. Specifically so that I could, look, I got all my shakers. So I had some red blood cells. I had some black because, let's be honest, before he's fed, his cells are going to be all decaying and dead, which is why they need blood for the live. And then I had these sparkly ones. No, not because of Twilight, because let's be honest, sparkly vampires is not a thing and never should have been. But it reminds me of white blood cells. So I'm just going to say it. This may be controversial. Controversial opinion now coming. And that's okay, guys. But I once tried to read the Twilight books. And yeah, they weren't for me. I don't think they're that well written. Controversial. I mean, anyone who writes a book and gets it published, well done them. But in all honesty, no. Just no. The films, yeah, they're okay. I don't mind them. My favourite thing about them is the fact that Michael Sheen's in one, and I just adore him as an actor. But let's be honest, it wasn't his best role. I mean, Underworld is a fabulous role for Michael Sheen, playing Lucian the werewolf. But yeah, the films were all right. Although, again, controversial opinion coming. I should have an alarm. Woo, 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 woo. Honestly, the girl, is it Kristen Stewart who played Bella? Firstly, how annoying was she? Secondly, there is some real issues in the overall genre of vampires with the idea of normally men who are hundreds of years old dating 16-year-olds. But also, she just really irritated me in that movie. Like, really irritated me. Yeah. The movies are all right. They're not my favourite, let's be honest. I watched them with my teenage daughter at the time when they came out. And then I tried to read them because I thought maybe the book's better. And it was one of those shocking instances where I had to tell myself, actually, the movie's better. And I don't like that trope. Oh, I'm not like other girls. I'm kooky and weird and I wear bomber boots. And I mean, she doesn't. But that's the typical thing. And I wear these boots. And oh my gosh, no one's ever going to find me attractive. And then this undead vampire does. Oh, wow. Like, oh my goodness me. Realistically, they are not for me. So, controversial opinion, now over. I apologise if that is one of your favourite movies of all time. That's what makes the world go round, guys. If it's your favourite movie, brilliant, amazing, love it. I love movies that other people don't like, so they were not for me. So, yeah, we do not have sparkly vampires. I refuse to acknowledge that sparkly vampires exist. Just point blank reviews. So, I wanted the rib cage because the idea of blood is the life, so he's being blood and it's going to bring him back to life. Now I did have, but I don't think it's going to work, I did have this red heart, and I was wondering about putting that underneath. Now it's in this other colour. I mean, you could get it up. Let's cut it out and see what we think. So yes, they're not my kind of vampires, but I did think they looked like red blood cell, white blood cells. So I was thinking of adding them to the shaker pocket, but I just don't think the shaker's going to work. I just really wanted that idea of the blood being movable. Yeah. I know not everyone is into gothy creepy things, so I apologise if this subject matter is not to your liking, but also it is gothic creepy, so you know there is going to be subject matter that may be a bit like not loved by everyone. Yeah. So what I would love to know, let me know down below in the comments, what's your favourite vampire movie? I would love to know that. I mean, I watched all of them that came out at some point or other, because it was a genre I loved. Do we like it? Can we see the heart? I feel like we can't really see it, but I also feel like it gives a little bit of extra interest. So I do like that. Like I said, I was going to add shakers. They're going to get caught between the rib cage because I can't glue this down. But you know what we're going to do, guys? This is what we're going to do. We're going to put some on here and then we're going to decide whether we like it or not. And I'm going to have some of the red. Let's just put those on there. We've already got red on here, but you know. And let's have some black. So yeah, let me know your favourite vampire movies. My partner's favourite, one of his favourite movies of all time, and his favourite vampire movie probably, except for Underworld. He, you know, he really loves the first Underworld movie. But he loves Lost Boys, which, let's just face it, it's a classic. Can we just say classic? With the Frog Brothers and everything. Love it. We're not even really going to see them, but they're kind of... Okay, I'm going to do it, but here's the thing. I only want them on this part of his body. I don't want it up here, which means... Let's just put these back in here a minute. Oh no, I put them in the wrong bit. Yay me. Which means we're going to glue this down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue along the card here. That really needs to be glued to him. We're just going to have to do it. I'm going to glue along the card and get that stuck down here. Oh no, my vampire. Oh no, it's all right. See, I love this glue. It just doesn't really show through, which is brilliant. But yeah, my partner's favourite is Lost Boys, which is a very good movie. So I would love to know your favourite. I've watched so many over the years. I can't even. I don't know. I just don't know what my favourite is anymore. Although, like I said, I do love the Underworld movies, but I actually prefer them for the lichens in there rather than the vampires. I loved Interview with the Vampire when it originally came out, even though it had Tom Cruise in it. Another controversial opinion coming. Set the alarm. Woo, woo, woo. I do not like Tom Cruise in anything. But he actually played Lestat quite well. And I remember reading all of those books when they came out. Right, now I'm going to glue along here because I literally want the shakers to be inside his body. Oh, what have I done? Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to do it this way, guys. We're going to do it this way. But I would love to know everyone else's favourites. I really would. There's just some old ones. There's Fright Night. They remade Fright Night. There's all the Christopher Lee movies. I mean, let's be honest. They are classics. They've got modern movies too. But I don't know. I feel like we haven't had a really good vampire movie. I was going to add those white blood cells. They've got a blue tone to them. What do we think? I just don't want them to be like the Twilight sparkle. Let's add a couple. I've done it now. I can't undo it. I just don't want it to be like that. Oh, it's too much like the sparkle. It's too much like Twilight. I can't. But then it does look like white blood cells. No, no, no. I can't do it to myself or my chap here. I just can't do that. One escaped. Come back. So yeah, let me know your favourite vampire one down below. I would love to know, especially if it's one I haven't heard of before. Like, that would be really fun because, as I say, I've watched most of them. Let's really make sure this is glued down here as well. And down his side. And down this side. So it may or may not shake, but the thought is there. Oh no! It disappeared. It went the other way. So we're going to do this. And I'm always looking for new recommendations, as long as it's not too gory or weird. Like, gory or weird at all is not like now my thing, but oh, you can hear them move actually. Can you just see them? Can you see that sparkle there? They do move a little bit. Okay, so that's good. That's fun. That sort of gives me the vibes I originally wanted. It's not the best shaker packet in the world, but it's there. And it just makes me think of him, like the blood running through his system, bringing him back to life. Because let's be honest, guys, I know he's handsome, but he could do with a bit more hair. I mean, the wisps be giving. I can't say anything. I have very, very wispy hair, thanks to being Irish. I'm not blowing off. Okay, yeah, I do like that. So we've got the black and the red. Okay, then. Brilliant. Now, what I want to do, before I forget, is I'm going to go stitch all the way around this. Okay, so I've stitched all the way around double, and what I love is it gives us this kind of internal bit that we can really write in. Love it. Love that. Maybe adding a pocket on the back anyway, because it's me. So yes, let me know a favourite vampire one, and we'll see if I've watched it, and if not, it will give me something to watch. I'm liking it. I'm actually really liking it, considering how much I was worried about it. Right now, I do have, where is it? I have a word that actually says, the blood is the life. And yes, it says it in that voice, even if you can't hear it. Where is it? This is from a Priscilla. It's from a Release the Crafting. On her Patreon, she gave us 3 sheets of all these amazing blood words because, you know, and I wasn't going to print anything new. I told myself I wasn't going to print anything new, but I had to in the end. I just had to. I completely blame Priscilla. They said to me, a little bit of printing won't hurt, you know that. And I was like, okay then. So let's blame Priscilla for me printing out something when I told myself, no printing, use what you have. But they are all vampire related words. And, you know, I was running out of words that already printed, most of which from Priscilla, because I just love their word sheets. I think I want this possibly up here, because I also have this word that says wicked in red. This is from a Tim Holtz die set. And can I find that die set? No, I can't. Hold on. Okay, so it's this one. It's the 9 pieces, the Thinlets one. I don't even know what it's called. Vault. Let's get it out of the acetate. I might be able to read it better. Is it Vault? Vault Gothic Portraits. And it's 666681. So, I bought myself that last year and I haven't used it yet. And I just think the wicked goes very well. Love that. And we can still have the blood is the life on here too. Even up a little bit. We can cover the brown stoker bit a little bit. I mean, we don't need too much stoker, do we? I was thinking some red flowers as well, because why not? You know? Just because he's an undead vampire doesn't mean he doesn't like flowers. Okay? I mean, stop and smell the roses. Normally the decaying ones on the graves. But still, let's just go with it, shall we? I did have the wicked in gold, but I'm sorry. I want as much red on here as actually possible because, well, you know. 'Tis a vampire. Let's just glue this down. I have to think about where I'm going to put this because the top will be on top of the acetate. And even though this glue dries clear, I don't want too many smears on here. Oh, dear me. This is what happens when you're not sure about what you're going to do for a prompt and when you haven't had enough time to fully prepare. So you're like, quick, how's it going to go and do I know? And sometimes that works out best, to be honest. But I like to be somewhat prepared when I'm doing a gazillion videos. So that I can go, okay, that one's done. Now we move on to this one kind of thing. Anywho. Yup. Dub. Thanks for the flowers. So that's okay. Now if I could just have a little drink. You're like, what do you want? There we go. And you know what was annoying about being ill yesterday, other than the fact I was ill and had a reaction to some food that I'm not sure what food I had a reaction to. I've got an idea, but yeah. Anyway, we'd actually planned to go to the cinema. And yeah, obviously that did not happen, which was a shame. Oh yes, the flowers just, I know it seems weird. Well, the whole thing's weird. But the flowers just really, really add to it. Obviously, we're now going to bring in some. Do I want the grey? Do I want the greeny grey? I love this greeny grey. It almost looks like the same kind of colour, can you see, as the acetate through with the white. This is the last bit I have. I am sure I made this myself. I know I've said it every time I've used it, but I'm sure I've made this one myself. In which case I need to make some more. Because this looks like it's been made with hickory smoke, some black soot, and some walnut stain. That's what it looks like it's been made with. This has to go behind him because funeral shard and all that kind of thing. Shroud. Funeral shroud. The Shard is a building in London. And then, oh my gosh, there's a spider attached to this. Not a real one, guys, so don't freak out if you don't like spiders. Obviously, I need a tab as well. So maybe we don't add too much and we have the tab with a little bit of this. Maybe we cut less of this. Maybe we do that and we save that bit for the top. And like I said, I think I'm going to put a pocket on the back. Obviously, don't need to, but I think I might because I have something that would work as the pocket. Ugh. Honestly. Can you see what I'm doing at the bottom? Is it even working? Need this. Maybe we turn it this way round so that this goes over the flowers. Yeah. The blood is the life. Creepy, creepy, creepy. I mean, I don't want to judge him, but still creepy. Oh, dear me. It's weird how excited I get when I'm doing like Gothic and vampire related stuff, considering I'm a plant-based person, as in vegetarian / mainly vegan now, and have been since I was 14. So yeah, the idea of any of that, bloods, no. But for vampires, yeah, all in on it, mate. You do you. Oh, dear me. Got to get rid of that. I've got a little smudge. No, I moved that. Now there's a bigger smudge. I was getting rid of one smudge. I gave another one. Oh, okay. What do we think? Do we like it? Hopefully you're saying yes. I can't hear you, but I'm hoping you're saying yes. And we've still got, you see, you can still see the sparkles with the black. Can you see the black? And then we can move them. Plus the sound gives me, you know, like creepy, creaky bone feels, you know, before he gets completely with his blood is the life. Let's add his tab because then I'll know what I want to do with the back. I hope. We all hope. Oh dear me. I definitely want to add, yes, want to add a tab. We'll add a little bit more of this because you just got to, don't you? And I'm wondering, I do have some red sari silk, but I also have some of this red lace. I mean, we're just throwing the red at him, aren't we, today? Are we overdoing it? Possibly. Are we going to stop? No. Okay, I'm going to go stitch that. Okay, so we have our tab, and I've left it hanging more down the back because I thought that worked. And now I think I am going to add a pocket. Now I have this. I really don't know what kit it's from. Again, I apologise. I am using what I have. So I have this, and I thought this would work super well on the back of here as a pocket, you know, because it's got a skull and there's blood, well, there's red on it and all that good stuff. So we shall see. Again, I'm just using what I have in my stash, guys, but you could make anything into a pocket that you have. I just want to use up my stuff. So I won't remember the name of every kit. I've said before, I'll normally know if it's a Release the Crafting one, just because, even if I don't always know the name of them, because I've got so many after being in their design team, and I know their style. It's one of my favourite styles. But I won't always know other kits unless they've still got the name attached, like the House Whimsy one. So I feel like this can go on here. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. yes. Do, do, do. And this is where we can stick the blood is the life, because it just makes sense to put it on here instead. The blood is the life. Kind of like it there. Okay, and obviously we can't just stick it down. We need some of this yummy stuff, because it just would not be right to not have it on there. Yes, I'll dye some more. I'm trying to remember if I used white cheesecloth, because I know I've got some, or whether I just added it onto a different kind of cheesecloth. Whichever, I actually need more of this because I love this greeny grey colour. Okay, so we've got that. And I do have a big spider. I apologise if you don't like spiders. But I do have a big spider that I thought would work really well on here. We also need some bats actually, don't we? But the spider's kind of creepy. It's creepy and it's crawly. It's spooky, ooky, wally. Actually, the spider would work brilliant on the front. And it'll just be hidden enough because we're not going to add any embossing powder or anything. It'll just be hidden enough that when you look at it closely, you will see La Spider. That is not how you're supposed to say spider in French, but you get what I'm going for. There's my cloth. Sorry, I was missing my cloth and I needed it to dab the spider down. Yeah. Creepy. If I saw a spider that big, I would be running the opposite way. So you just kind of see it on there. Do you see? Again, the glue will dry clear, so that's all good. That's good, good, good. Okay, now if we have a tag, a thing, we need this. So I do have this. It's a tarot card, but you know, vampire. So she can go in there. I have actually some more of my photos from Whitby. I think this one will work really well. I think I need to back these, but we'll just cut this out, and then it feels like there's two lots there. There's not, but there is that. And I also have, we have this adorable one. This is from Ethera, Belle, Boheme. I don't know if they're still doing these, but she needs to be backed. And then we also have, because you know that's not enough to put in there, I have this amazing image, and this is from Gecko Galz. I can't remember. Let's see. I think I have another one printed out, like the other part of the kit. Yeah, okay. Yes, I do. It's from Fear the Dark by Gecko Galz, and it's all these great vampires. I completely forgot I had those in my stash. But, he looks pretty cool. But I really think, like, this has got all the red, and she's carrying someone. Let's just go with that. So I'm going to back all of these, stitch around them, possibly add tabs. Then I'll come back and show you what all that looks like. Okay, guys, so I wanted to show you first. I've added some red bats onto here. Yes, one's a bit sparkly. And here's this. I've added another one of those Release the Crafting Words. I thirst for you. Not just in body, but in soul. And I've added this red. It almost gives like a crown look. And it's all backed, as you can see. This one, we've got so many threads coming off this. It's amazing. And I've put Frightful Sight in the moonlight. And then my Whitby one, I've put When the Sun Goes Down, I Rise. We've got a little thing here, and there are some tiny bats on there. Before we add them to the back, I'm going to use this Tim Holtz mini stencil. It is set 61, THMS T061. And it was the ones that came out last year, the triple. So it's these three. And this is also where the bat stencil was. But we have this amazing kind of skeleton. And considering inside, we also have his skeleton. I think this kind of, just doing it lightly though, I don't want too much. It follows, it brings the front to the back, which almost looks like you can see through. Oh, I love that. So we've got his skeleton here and we've got this here. I am making so much mess. It's like things are falling everywhere, guys. It's chaos. Chaos reigns. I don't even know where the little card's gone now. I thirst for you. Oh, I like a little eye creeping out there. And we've got Whitby. We may not need this one. Do I want it? Yes, but do we need it? Possibly not. We'll put it on the back like so. Because she's too big to go all the way down to the bottom. Yes, she's going to go on the back like so. So we just see her peeking out too. Now on the front, final thing, we are going to add a bat. I've still got some red shiny bats. And it just makes sense to add some bats because I love me some bats. And we're going to go red and shiny because of course we are. It's just that simple. Is this one the same size? I feel like they are, but yeah. It's just that simple. We can't have our vampire without also having the bat. And it's blood, so it has to be red and a little bit shiny, even though blood goes blue when it dries. But we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get too technical here. We're just going to have a bit of fun. Yeah. And I like this off to the side here because we have these flowers. So, yeah, that works for me. And then, guys, I think we'll be done. It took a bit longer than I thought it would, but I wasn't prepped, and that's what happens sometimes. I mean, I don't prep everything down to the last thing. Sometimes I kind of just go with the flow, but I have a rough idea. Whereas this one, I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. Let me get another piece of white paper because then you can see it better. So here we go, guys. We have a giant journaling card, and the prompt was "The blood is the life," and I think we've met the brief. So again, we do have a very slight shaker pocket in there. We can see the red. Do you see it just shining in his body, and the black cells that are dead because he needs the blood. We've got this very handsome chappy who's coming back to life. I feel like the rib cage is off slightly. It should have been over there a bit more, but we're not going to think about it too much. We've got some die cuts and lots of things. We have our little spider down there. I am wondering, actually, I like him kind of hidden, but actually now I'm looking at it, I think I want a little bit of gold on him too, just so he stands out a little bit, because otherwise he disappears too much. And I want him just standing out a little bit. We have our creepy spider. We have our red bats, and we turn it over. We've got a pocket. We have all this journaling space, and we have lots of fun journaling cards in there as well. Look at all the faces and the eyes just poking out. Look at that. Love that. So there we go, guys. That's The Blood is the Life. We are 4 days in, just 3 more to go. Can you believe it? Please do go over and check out Release the Crafting. Their video will be down below, which is their video for this. Use the hashtag RTC Fanguare if you want to see what everyone else is doing. And here is our journaling card. Actually, considering it didn't go quite, and I didn't quite have a plan in my head, I think it's actually turned out really, really well. I love all the pops of red on it. Black and red, my 2 favourite colours. I mean, come on. They are iconic, and they are amazing, and they always work well together. And yeah, with the red behind him, it really does look like blood flowing through his body. That's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching, or Fangs so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, share and comment. Don't forget to let me know which is your favorite vampire movie down below, so I can check those out if I haven't seen them already. And I will be back soon with another video. Until next time, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of creepy, crafty fun. And bye for now, guys.